Renewal of mortgages.
Mortgage world, a little different than it used to be.
Looking to switch your mortgage or to refinance?
If you're just doing a straight switch,
What are lenders doing to entice their clients to renew mortgages with them?
a deeper discount on the rates.
The homeowner now has to talk to their bank.
That's just an example of something that people can do.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Mortgage Den. Today is February the 6th, 2025. And I have Scott Robson here with me. Welcome, Scott.
No, thank you.
Today we're going to be talking about mortgage switches, or in English, renewal of mortgages. Great environment that we're in right now. So, Scott, let's talk about the economic environment that we're in right now. What's going on out there, especially in the mortgage world?
In the mortgage world, it's a little different than it used to be. So I've been in the industry 17 years, and back in the day, we could get a mortgage done with a pay stub and a T4. Now we need everything under the sun in order to get a client qualified, but it actually protects the lender from fraud and other issues that could happen as well.
So what's so unique about the next couple of years?
Well, in the next couple of years, the biggest factor is the fact that 2/3 of mortgage renewals are going to be coming up.
And why is that so important? What's so big about a mortgage renewal?
In your portfolio, the mortgage is your biggest ticket item, and you want to make sure that you get the best rate, the best option, prepayments, et cetera, in order to cover yourself for the future.
So how does someone go about, looking at getting their mortgage renewed? What are some of the tips that they should be doing?
Well, the biggest tip I can give somebody is give yourself plenty of time. So if your mortgage is up for renewal, say 3 to 6 months out, you should be talking to a professional, a mortgage agent, mortgage broker, in order to make sure they have all your ducks in a row for a clean renewal.
Why a mortgage agent or broker versus, your local banker?
Because a local banker only deals with their bank. That's it. Whereas somebody like ourselves deals with a variety of different lenders. So if you don't fit with A lender, you could fit with B lender, C, or D, for example.
Mortgage renewals, they're coming up. Again, what are the benefits of dealing with a mortgage agent from a shopping point of view? Why look at doing things at that point in time? What's so important about a mortgage renewal?
So the most important thing to deal with a mortgage broker is the fact that we give you options. So rather than just saying, here's your rate, go out the door and move on with your life, we actually give you different options with different lenders. Some have a line of credit, some just gives you a straight mortgage, so on and so forth, prepayment options, et cetera.
Could you do other things at the time of renewal?
Another thing you can look into is, say, for example, you have debt outside the mortgage. So you can look into actually refinancing the mortgage, paying off the debt, lowering your increasing your monthly cash flow.
What about extending out your amortization? Is that possible at renewal time?
It is possible at renewal time, exactly.
What are the cons of having to, refinance or restructure or qualify again for a mortgage?
So the cons that come into play if you're trying to refinance your mortgage is you're going to have to do all your paperwork all over again, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it does take time, is the first thing. The second thing is you might get asked repeated questions that you've already told other lenders, so it might cause a little bit of a hiccup there.
Is there any cost associated with looking to switch your mortgage or to refinance?
So if you're just doing a straight switch, the legals could be paid for by the lawyer that you're doing the switch. But if you're actually doing a refinance, you'll need a lawyer. You could be hit with a discharge penalty, as an example.
What about appraisal costs? Will there be any?
Some lenders require an appraisal and some lenders do not.
As of late fall of last year, the government came in with some new regulations regarding switching mortgages. How does those affect people looking to switch a mortgage right now?
Well, there's a couple factors that comes in when someone's going to be switching their mortgage. And the biggest one that actually helps people out is the fact that when you're switching a mortgage, you now only have to qualify at the rate. You don't have to qualify at the 2% stress test anymore.
So this is great. I mean, they don't have to qualify at a higher rate. But when they switch the mortgage, can they extend their amortization? Can they consolidate a debt at that time on a straight switch?
On a straight switch, if it's a collateral mortgage, you're able to extend your amortization out. If it's a standard charge mortgage, you have to stay with the way it is.
And then I guess no consolidating debt if it's a straight switch.
Correct. You cannot consolidate debt if it's straight switch.
So Scott, which companies were affected by this new government policy? Who can switch without using a stress test?
The ones that can switch are the banks and the monoline lenders.
So it looks like it's left the credit unions and possibly the insurance companies out in the cold a little bit.
Correct.
How should someone get help in helping them switch a mortgage?
You should call a professional. Call a mortgage agent, call a mortgage broker, but more importantly, call Northwood Mortgage.
So Scott, mortgages are up for renewal right now. What are lenders doing to entice their clients to renew mortgages with them?
Well, the existing lender will pretty much give their clients a deeper discount on the rates in order to entice them to stay with them and not do any refinance.
So it means that the homeowner now has to talk to their bank to ask them those questions.
Correct.
Which means they now have to take time from their busy day to go in and make an appointment and go see someone to talk about their potential mortgage.
Exactly. Like, I'll give you an example. So I had a client who came to me who had debt outside the mortgage, and their bank was only given the opportunity to just do a straight switch, whereas they actually had a line of credit on their property. What I did is they advanced more on their line of credit in order to, because it was you could do a refinance on a switch and take the funds from the line of credit and switch it over into the first mortgage. But yeah, so that's just an example of something that people can do, that the banks will not give you that option. They'll say, just do a straight switch. Here's your rate. Move on.
But again, we talked about the biggest ticket item out there, but again, you talked about calling a mortgage agent. What does a mortgage agent do that a person by themselves really can't do?
Well, the mortgage agents have access to different lenders in order to look for that, different products. They're also able to come to you on your time, whereas the bank, you'd have to go and see them.
How many different lenders do you think the average mortgage agent sort of deals with, which can provide, solutions for what we're talking about?
Well, the average mortgage agent has access to probably between 15 to 20 lenders.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks for being here and talking mortgage switches with us at the Mortgage Den. Until the next podcast, have a great day.